Thank you for being here. We are team only obvious. We will be introducing our product skill signals. Hiring is slow and costly with multiple interviews and heavy reliance on recruiters, creating bottlenecks. So we come up with our own solution. We build an automation sourcing and screening engine. It automates candidate sourcing, outreach, and interest detection, evaluates coding skill via GitHub, and delivers ranked shortlists. The result, it makes fast hiring at scale and a better candidate matches.
The end-to-end workflow looks something like this. We first source LinkedIn leads using Apify, then we outreach to them. Essentially, after that, they submit a response. We scrap GitHub to get their response, and then an LLM is used to ultimately make a decision on giving them a score and identifying the strengths and weaknesses. To quickly give you a demo, so this is the Apify dashboard. So we use Apify to essentially get these leads here, where we get the name, the LinkedIn title, and the most important thing is the email. Once we have this information, we feed into our second system, which is basically a recruiter console and a candidate experience. So now when there is a daily batch job that runs, that checks the current database for new candidates, it sends an outreach message. When it does that, the candidate essentially gets a new email saying that an exciting backend engineer opportunity is available. Please reply with a yes, and we would get in touch. So the candidate then responds with a yes in our case because they're interested, and on the backend dashboard, the status would be changed to challenge sent. They would then get a new challenge with a problem statement. So that's a problem statement. The user goes in and puts in their email, and via their email, they send a GitHub repo link with the solution. Once they do the submission, what happens in the background is we use a GitHub scraper that scrapes the solution, goes to the repo, and uses an LLM in the background to then, against the problem statement, give them a score out of 25. And also identifies the strengths and weaknesses and then stores it back to the database. So in this case here, the status changes to completed. These are the files that it ended up scanning for, the strengths that the candidate has, some of the weaknesses that we found in their code, and a summary and basically a score out of 25. In this case, it's a solid 23 out of 25. So then the recruiter can go on and depending on what they feel like, they can move ahead. Now the edge, why is the solution better? It's fully automated, automated systems with state management, so there's no lost candidates. We have a full audit trail and about 70 to 80% recruiter outreach and screening time is saved. Second, it's enterprise grade. It's a clean data model. It has deterministic workflows and it's industry standard with GitHub API and Open API integrations, and reducing 70% reduction in the recruiter screening time for cold outreaches. Third part would be skills. It focuses on skills first and not resume. It's built on an extendable modular platform with scope for extensions throughout the system. And the most important bit, it's the LLMs. LLMs are efficient, cheap, and extremely useful at evaluating, and they're only getting better. It basically costs less than 50 cents per candidate to do this process, and compared to over 20% to 20 times for a recruiter's manual outreach. Hopes for improvement would be active GitHub scraping for sourcing candidates apart from LinkedIn. Another would be referral ingestion. Evaluation would be language-specific rubric creation. Seniority-aware scoring would be depending on the level of seniority. We score them differently, and plagiarism detection built into LLMs. Another bit we could improve would be an experience. So essentially hyper personalizing messages using LLM. So when we do a cold outreach, we have a lot of information that we get from Apify. We could use that to create a personalized message, which doesn't feel like a cold outreach, but it's actually automated. So yeah, that's it for our system demonstration here.